Tracie, we are so thrilled that you've joined us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Oh, nice to meet you, Tracie. Tell me, how long have you been doing permanent makeup?
Well, it's sort of the age where if I say I've been doing it for a very long time, I sound extremely old. But if I say or an expert, one or the other, around 20 years, 21 years. But I've been in the beauty industry forever. So, yeah, I've been doing it a long time.
So what do you think, Tracie, what do you think are the benefits? I mean, it's great waking up looking like you're not half asleep and terrible, but what more are the benefits of permanent makeup, do you think?
So it's really a kind of lifestyle choice now for a lot of women. It's the convenience factor. It's quite hard to put a good eyeliner on every day or good eyebrows on every day. And also things like with our lips, they get paler as we get older. So it gives you like definition, a little bit more. You just look fresher each day. And, it gives people a lot of confidence having it done. And I think it's so refined now that, it is a lifestyle option for many, many women, both professional women and women that are home with kids as well, and for everyone really.
And have you seen the trends change? Is it all eyebrows now? Everyone coming for eyebrows?
It starts with eyebrows. I think that's the biggest bugbear. People don't like their eyebrows very much often, or they just don't do what you want them to do. And you look at magazines and you think, why can't my eyebrows look like that? But it generally, when people come in, they have their eyebrows done, then they see the other things we're doing. And we've got a couple of world champions working in the team here as well, who do the most incredible lip work and eyeliners and things like that. So it's kind of a slippery slope. I always say to the clients when they come in, this is a slippery slope. You're going to end up with all of it done. And they generally...
Well, I'm going to have some done in a couple of weeks' time on my eyes. I'm going to have the eyeliner done, and I can't wait. And then we'll come back and we'll see you again, and we can talk about that. I can't wait to do that. But what I'm fascinated about, two things I need to ask you about permanent makeup. So many years ago, I had permanent makeup. I had it done inside my eye actually as an eyeliner, which it was incredible because it meant when I went swimming, my eyes looked sort of made up. But what I find very interesting is that when I had my eyebrows tattooed, when I had them done, and I've had them, what's it called? Microbladed or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Yes, the grey hair still comes through.
You have to pluck them out.
Do you know something? So many of my clients do that, and I can't get that because obviously it's not going to stop your hair growing the colour it grows. So I usually have to send people off to Harrods or wherever it is on the corner and get themselves a tinted brow gel, because it is a pain when we get grey eyebrows, right? So it's, it can't do that, but it can definitely give you definition behind the grey brows, and then you can just either tint them or use a tinted brow mascara.
I found that my brows, they've gone sort of smoky. What happens? Why don't they last that long?
So it's never meant to last forever, and in fact, bad permanent makeup does last forever because it's too deep. So the skill of the artist is to actually get it into what we call working light in the skin. When you say smoky, we call that migration in our industry. It's where the pigment actually migrates into the skin. And that's because some skins are not really good at holding the pigment in place. Sometimes they blur, and that can be various things. It could be that you've got an oily skin, or if you've had sun damage, you've got sun damage on the skin. There's various reasons, but there are usually ways of getting hair strokes to remain in the skin. It's just a case of adapting. Maybe it's microblading or with a needle. But you're quite right. Over a period of time, it can blur in the skin. So for that reason, we work high in the skin and encourage our clients to come back about every year, just under a year, so we can keep it really crisp and fresh looking.
And is it basically you're just having it tattooed, aren't you? It's the same principle as tattooing.
Yeah, it is a tattoo. Yeah. So if ever you push colour into a skin with a blunt needle, even if it's a gravel stain on the knee, it's pushed through the skin. That, by definition, is actually a tattoo. So
would you take us through from top to bottom what you can have done on your face?
Right. From the very top, you can have hair density.
Oh yeah, of course you can have your hairline done, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh
so
wow.
You can have hair densification. A lot of women, feel they're quite fine there, and actually guys, they can have all of their scalp done. In fact, so there's hair densification, coming down, eyebrows, eyeliners, and for each area there are so many different methods and so many different effects and techniques. Depends what the client likes. Coming down further, we've got lips. Down a bit further, there's breast work. So we used to have lap dancers in that wanted them darker, but likewise, we also have people in that have surgery, whether it's for cancer or just mastoplexis and uplifts, and they want the scars disguised. So I'm not going to go down a lot further than that, but you can do hair stimulation wherever.
What can you do even further? I mean, please.
Yeah, we're trying to get rid of the hairs down there, not tattoo them back on.
Not so popular these days, I must be honest. They've only go to the laser clinic up the road.
Oh,
yeah, I'm dying to know about the lip tattoo, because I've been seeing, because it's a colour, isn't it? How do you do that? Who thought of that? Where does this come from? So many questions.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So we used to have like the railway tracks around the lips. We used to have a lip liner, and I always used to think it looked ridiculous. It does look crazy, I think.
Yeah.
So now it tends to be just a pixelation of colour. So if I was to say to somebody lip tattooing, they'd probably think Michael Jackson. And you think you get this awful image of his lips, yeah? That was a proper tattoo in a lip, and that's not what we do. So our work tends to be literally a flush of cut, like a very luminous tint over the lips. And what that helps to do is liven the lips up, make the shape look better, but it's not a hard amount of colour. So that if you just pop some lip gloss on it, it just kind of springs to life. But if you don't do that and you wake up in the morning, it doesn't look like you forgot to take your makeup off the day before. It can look really natural and just really pretty.
And if somebody has it done and they really hate it, or they have the eyebrows and go, oh no, I can't, is it reversible?
It is reversible, but it's tricky. It is tricky. And that's why it's really important to actually really have that good, first of all, have confidence in where you're going. Make sure you're seeing genuine pictures, because often people use like most social media now to actually showcase their pictures. So make sure that they're genuine pictures. A long discussion with an experienced artist to go through exactly, so you make sure you're getting what you want. I mean, we will provide that for them, for clients that come in, but at the end of the day, the hardest client to treat is one that doesn't really know what they want. So it's just important that we get it absolutely right for every client that comes in.
I think the thing is, you've got to tell Miss Lusardi this, because we've had a conversation about this before. And she said she didn't want to have her eyebrows done because she didn't want to wake up in the morning looking like Groucho Marx.
Well, no, I know when I've got no makeup on, that because my eyebrows are a bit finer and a bit thinner, it matches my bare face. Whereas if I've just made up my eyebrows and I've got no makeup on, it doesn't look balanced.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And you know what I would say to you in that case, you need really fine hair strokes, so that we could just maybe augment, put a few hairs in between the hairs you've got, just to densify them slightly and pull them, manipulate them into the shape you might like. If you have them shaded or dusted through, that would look more like, you've put your makeup on. That's more of a sort of editorial, stronger look. So maybe some fine hair strokes look really good. Yeah, and especially as we do get a little bit older. I mean, the hairs are definitely impacted on our brow area. I mean, certainly, on postmenopausal, when you go through that the estrogen levels decline, and it affects the eyebrow hairs, which is why you see a lot of ladies don't have the tail end of their eyebrows. That's directly impacted by going through that hormonal change in our body.
Well, I think I'm lucky there, because mine were like black slugs when I was younger. So even with them falling out, I'm still got plenty there, thank goodness.
You've got good eyebrows. I don't believe that for one moment.
Do you find it gives women more confidence once they've had their face done?
100%. I think as you get a little bit older, you start to feel a bit invisible. You start to feel a little bit different about yourself, and it definitely gives you that sort of more wide awake, and it just makes you feel fresher. So yeah, that's a very positive thing for us girls. It gives us a lot of confidence. I think the thing is,
I love my eyebrows being tattooed, and I love them being microbladed. I've had them both. I've had it done both ways, and I do like it. And even with the migration, as you call it, I can still see the lines. So it's very easy for me to make myself up. So being, because my eyes have gone as well, it's nice to still see the line there, so I can still get made up. But I think a lot of people will be worried, Tracie, about how painful this is. Can you tell us, is the lips, are they the eyes, the eyeliner? I mean, how do they do that without being painful?
Well, the reality is it would be really uncomfortable if we didn't use an anaesthetic cream. It's minimal discomfort. I mean, some people genuinely fall asleep when I'm tattooing them.
Really?
They really do. They're pushing
Wow.
out the Z's literally when I'm doing their eyebrows. Not so much with the eyes. I'm not, definitely not the eyes, but the eyebrows, yeah.
So is it a very expensive thing to have done?
I think that what we do is very good value. They come to us because we're known for doing that, and we will guarantee to give a great finish. But there are a lot of places offering the treatment that are frankly scary, and it's your face after all. You know,
Yeah.
it's quite traumatic if it goes wrong and you can't get it out. You know, so to have it lasered or remove the solution, and it's often a multi-procedure process to get that done as well. So you kind of want it right from the beginning, and that's the ideal scenario.
Yeah, I think my mother used to say cheap is dear.
Can be, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think the work that you do with breast reconstruction is absolutely fantastic. It's so clever, isn't it? I mean, it's
I've seen
brilliant.
some of the things on television. You can't tell that they're not real nipples. You really can't.
Right, it's amazing. And you know, the annoying thing about all of that is that we do this fabulous work for people that have breast cancer or radical surgery. And, you know, when you try and post this work to raise awareness, we get shadow banned on Instagram, like for nudity. And it's such a valuable thing. And it's you know, it's often the finishing part of somebody's recovery from a horrible disease, you know. So, but yeah, the work is amazing.
Yes,
It
of
looks
course.
great.
To have your eyebrows done as well and have your boobs done, it brings you back, doesn't it? It's you know, a lot of people poo-poo all of this as sort of like, oh, it's just, you know, it's just treatment. It's just, you know, it's just you're being so vain, but it actually isn't. The most important part about being a woman is are your boobs, I think, and your hair and all of this lot. So when you have that breast cancer treatment and you lose those vital things, you know, what you're doing, the work that you do is really, really important.
It's massively important, and it's actually what people don't consider is they know they're going to lose their hair often with lots of the times the first or second round of chemotherapy, but they can lose their eyelashes and their eyebrows as well. And that's profound. That effect is profound. So quite often women will come in and we will, you know, I'll try and make their eyebrows look as similar as possible, but maybe better, go through their lash line as well, so that when their hair does come off or they choose to shave their hair off, whatever it is they're going to do, they're not quite as, they don't feel quite as shocked by the radical change in their appearance. And, you know, that's, I think that really takes people to a lot of dark places as well. I mean, speaking to many women, I think that funnily enough, it's actually their eyelashes that seem to hurt more than anything, losing those, because I don't think a lot of women actually factor that in to the entire thing that goes on for them.
It's absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much, Tracie. I know so much more about it now. Anything else you wanted to add, Debbie? Or
no, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I'm a massive fan, and I can't wait. I'm coming in a couple of weeks, so I shall see you. Hopefully,
I look forward to meeting you then. I really do.
Yeah. And then we'll come back. We'll come back and we'll you know, revisit it, and I'll show you what I've had done, and then we can possibly talk Linda into getting her eyebrows done.
I'd love to do Linda's eyebrows. Come and see me, Linda. I'll do them for you.
I will. I'll come and film Debbie having hers done, and I'll have a look at what you do. Thank you so much, Tracie.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.